me. You're getting your fucking shoes off. Stop it.
Ooh, aren't you tired of the truth being too hard to tell?
Hello and welcome to my butt. Sorry, that's so immature. I'm just, sometimes you try to start the videos funny and sometimes it works and sometimes you realize you should have a ghostwriter. So today we're going to be talking about everyone's favorite person, a Karen. Everyone loves Karens, okay? Everyone loves how mean they are and how rude they are. And I know that if you're telling me that you don't like Karens, that you're lying to my face. And I thought we were better than that. That's what we're gonna talk about, so let's get into it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, listen to my music, and let's go. I'm your host, Lilac. Damn, I didn't think I was gonna literally die over just trying to get some more subs. That's crazy. So today we are talking about a creator called Josephine, and I don't want to say her last name because I feel like I'm gonna butcher it, but I'm going to try. Josephine Allery, I believe. And if I say it wrong, I'm so sorry. She's so cute and pretty and seems so nice. So no disrespect, Josephine. So this story is just blowing the hell up on TikTok. The first video got over 12 million views. The update got over 11 million. The second update got over 700,000, almost 800,000. So needless to say, the story is blowing the hell up. And before we get into it, one thing I just want to say that's kind of refreshing is usually people will pin their best performing TikTok to their page, which you should, obviously. However, I kind of appreciated that she didn't pin these to her page because obviously they're doing really, really well. But that just shows me that this wasn't about trying to start problems or just doing things for clout or framing things a certain way. It seems like this was a genuine story and moment. So this story starts, picture it, 2024, Subway, not the sandwich, the place, the car, the train. So Josephine is on her normal everyday train ride, and then she's saying that it's really full. There's not a lot of places for her to sit, and she finally finds one after searching through a couple of different cars.
Every single night at 9:50, I head to work. Mind you, I live in Harlem, New York City, and my job is in Connecticut. So I gotta take the Metro North to go to Connecticut for my job every single night. Per usual, on my route home, I hop on the train. At this time of the night, it is always pretty packed, so I gotta go to the first few train cars in order to find a seat. It was slim pickings because, again, it was busy. So I decided to sit in front of this older lady.
She is sitting across from this older woman who is seemingly normal. I don't know. Is anyone? Probably not. So she's like, cool, I'm just gonna go sit down like a normal person. She goes to sit down, and the older woman basically tells her, actually, sweetie, can you sit somewhere else? Because you're sitting where I want my feet. You heard me right. This nasty little lady was like, actually, and she wasn't sitting with her feet across before. It was only when this girl sat down that she was like, actually, I don't want you there. I want my stinky little feet there. I want these little nasty piggies there. So can you move?
Was sitting next to her was sitting in front of her with plenty of space between us, like a two-seater facing another two-seater. As I approached and sat down, she was, sitting in her seat, legs crossed to the side, minding her own business on her phone, whatever, cool. The second I sit down, she leans into me and goes, can you move to the seat next to you? And I look at her puzzled and I'm like, why? She goes, because I want my feet where you're sitting. I didn't answer, I just looked at her, kind of like. She goes, so, are you gonna move? I looked at her, I said, no, I'm not moving.
Already it's giving entitlement city. We don't have to say much to know that. But Josephine is basically like, no, the train is not for your leisure like that, ma'am. Seats are for butts, not for feet. And that's a motto that I'll fucking die by. First of all, you can get fined for even doing that, for putting your feet up like that. But she's obviously like, no, I paid to sit, so I'm gonna sit. And that's it. Bars.
Why not? I told her because I'm sitting here. So she said, well, I want my feet up, and there are plenty other seats for you to sit in, so you go move so I can put my feet up. I'm an old lady. I think I have the right to do so. I said, I'm not moving. Sorry, but I have every right to sit here.
And that obviously did not go well with our Karen. Karen then proceeds to just put her feet right on Josephine's lap. Just her dirty, nasty, musty, gross, hateful, shoes right in this woman's lap. And the way that I would have fought, Josephine definitely handled it better than me because I would have gone to jail. And she's essentially saying that if Josephine's not going to move, she's going to put her feet on her.
And as I'm sitting there minding my business, trying to get my ticket ready for the conductor, she starts sliding down in her seat. Mind you, this woman is 71 years old. The way your back is positioned like this is not good for your back nor your posture. You should not be doing that at your grand age. So as she's sliding down the seat, she is now sliding, so her feet are invading my personal space. And she is now touching me with her feet against my legs. And I thought at first it was an accident. Got nothing of it. I was like, okay, maybe she doesn't realize how close she is to me. I bring it up to her and I ask her, I was like, sorry, ma'am, but you were touching me. I would really appreciate if you would not do that. She said, oh, well, you're sitting where I want my feet, so I'm going to continue to touch you until you move.
Now, here's my question. It looked like there was an empty seat to the left or right of her. I don't know. Just fucking turn around. First of all, don't put your feet up like that anyway. But second of all, if you have to, why are you going to make other people move? You're the one that should move if you want to have your feet up. But also, that's not what public transportation is for. Have another form of transportation if that's what you want. And it's just crazy because there's a pretty big gap between these seats. So this lady's damn near like, she falling out her seat. She like, this is how I'm comfortable. Okay, I've never been more relaxed in my life. I am so relaxed. She like falling out her seat. Her foot's all up in the air. No, I have never been more comfortable than this moment, you bitch. Okay, so why don't you move so I can put my nasty little feet here? And scene. Obviously, Josephine is like, what the fuck? Like, what's happening? What are we doing here? What are we talking about? Why is my voice getting so high?
So at this point, she picks up her one foot, puts it to the left of me on my thigh, and is now wrapping her foot around my ankle. So clearly, because she's old, she must have not heard me the first 2 to 3 times I had asked her to please stop touching me and leave me in my space alone. So now I'm yelling. So now everyone on the train can hear the situation because you're not going to make me uncomfortable like that. And you're not going to invade my personal space and harass me. Once I start yelling, she then puts her foot up my face like this, her dirty bottom of her soul.
I was fucking joking. She literally dead ass had her foot like, yeah, my socks don't match, don't talk about it. She was like, yeah, and then what? Yeah, and my socks are dirty. Okay, I sweep and I mop so much and vacuum, and it's just, wood floors do be dirty. Anyways, and you what? And you thought, and you what? And I don't care because my little toes gotta go here. That's so ridiculous to put your foot in like front of someone's. Them's is fighting words, ma'am. Them's is fighting toes. Now, there are a lot of people saying they would have just moved. I am stubborn, so I probably wouldn't have. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all and say that I would have lied to de-escalate because I fucking wouldn't have. I would have been like, oh, word? Well, then I'm gonna put my arm on your shoulder like this. And I'm gonna be like, this is the most comfortable shit I've ever. Listen, actually, can I put both my arms, Karen? Can I put both my hands on you like this? And can I do this? Can I do this on your face? This is the most comfortable I've ever been. And if you don't want me doing this, then you should move seats. Now, this Karen, who is 5 years old, is just being very dismissive and condescending. So at this point, Josephine is saying this is where things start to get elevated, where she is now raising her voice. The whole train is now becoming privy. Is that even how you, I swear to God, I really do try to sound smart, y'all. Okay, listen, I'm starting back in college, so hopefully someday. But everyone is becoming aware of the situation because it's getting escalated. And I just want to say, this situation would have been escalated from the start with me, because I'm not gonna sit over here and be like, can you please like not put your foot on me? I'm gonna project, bitch. I'm gonna project from the start. I'm gonna sit all tall, puff out my chest, be like, hey, that's my scary voice. Move your stinky foot. Move that piggy off my lap. Maybe even throw in a little musical number for effect. Move that piggy. I will get charged with assault if you don't. If you don't move your piggies, I'm going to jail. So I know y'all didn't ask for that, but you know I love you. I got you. Okay, so at this point, other people are starting to intervene. There's other guests that are saying they're going to get the conductor because this woman is just putting her foot on Josephine's lap repeatedly with her nasty shoes in a position that's clearly not comfortable. She's just doing it to be annoying. So then Josephine starts going the hell off, and we love to see it because a lot of these Karens do not get the comeuppance. Is that the right way to use that word? that they deserve, and they just keep continuing to be shitty because no one ever gives them consequences.
No, I'm not going to move because this is ridiculous. You are the one who was harassing me. You were touching me without my consent. You're touching me. Get the fuck off of me. You're getting your...
Oh, the way that I would spend a lengthy amount of time behind bars if I'm telling someone, get the fuck off of me, and she just puts her little foot right on my... I found a TikTok that perfectly describes what I would do in this scenario. I'm gonna insert that here.
Me. You're getting your fucking shoes off. Stop it.
Foot. My hand. I was going to yank her ass on that goddamn shit.
So at this point, the conductor decides to intervene. The Karen is telling the conductor that Josephine is the one creating a fuss and she should just move, and it's not that big of a deal, but she's making it one.
The conductor finally comes over and is like, whoa, what's going on? What's all the yelling? So I start to tell him what's happening. Mind you, she's still touching me and refusing to move her feet away from me. And this is where I realized that I should be recording this for my own safety, so I did.
One time she just leaves. That's what I want. She's paid the
You were actually harassing me. You were touching me without my consent. Do you realize that?
I'm sorry, sweetheart.
And this is up until I decided to stay here. Your feet were in your space. Please, thank you.
I think you should stop the train for her.
You decided to move your feet and touch me. Get your feet off of me. How fucking dare you? You're 75? You should be fucking ashamed of yourself. You were acting like a child. You. These are empty seats. There's plenty of space. You did not decide to do this until I sat here. You were the one causing the issue. You decided that you're all high and mighty. You got to sit in your high pedestal. And when I decided to come stay here, you decided to cause a problem. And you were still touching me. No, I'm not going to move because this is ridiculous. You are the one who was harassing me. You were touching me without my consent.
She's fine now. She's calmed down.
No, I'm still not okay. I'm trying to have an anxiety attack. Please.
You just have to separate, that's all. It's all good.
I'm going to put my feet up eventually. She's not going to like it. She doesn't move. But right now we're fine.
No, but she wants to put her feet on me.
There's even seats up here with your feet up.
Sorry, sweetheart, makes my blood boil. When the conductor came over, she's also like, oh, she's fine now. She's calmed down. Like, ooh, you're the one causing the problem. Stop projecting and being so condescending. I hate it. I hate it. She says, stop the train for her. She's out of her mind. Ma'am, please, here's the other thing with Karens. Please let that happen to you. Let her come on the train and put her feet on you. Girl, it would be hell to pay. It would be all kinds of hooting and hollering and, do you know who I'm married to? Do you know who I know? Yeah, that's right. I know a retired sheriff of 40 years. He can't walk, so it'll take him a minute to get here. But bitch, when he does, you're cooked. Like, what? Karen is recording Josephine or something too, but she's just like, this shit, I hate the fake civility of like, just because you're not being loud, you're being more mature in the argument, which is not true. You can be really shady under your breath, but she's like, I don't know why you're doing this. I don't know why you're acting this way. Like, you're being a child. I think you need to be let off the train. Let's be clear, ma'am. We're stopping the whole train for you. Now, where I will agree is at this point, I still would have been stubborn and stayed. Let me not fucking lie. It would have been probably best for one of them to just move. Now, Josephine did say it's a packed train. It's always packed. I don't know how many seats there are, but it would have behooved everyone to just de-escalate it because obviously the Karen don't give a shit. The Karen is also just saying to Josephine that there's plenty of other seats. She's an older woman. She should be allowed to put her feet up, but it should be noted her feet were not up until Josephine sat down. But also, and I mean this so much, and I hope it doesn't get me canceled, where is the entitlement in this world coming from? Like, it is not the world's job to cater to your specific individual needs. Obviously, I don't mean overall generalizing. Obviously, ADA compliance and stuff like that. That's very important. I'm not saying that. But it's these people that just want chaos and want to be annoying, that have to have some kind of controversy in their life to feel exciting and spicy, that feel the whole world is supposed to revolve around them. And first of all, ma'am, you talk about I'm an old lady, let me put my feet up. The way you sit and your whole back about to fall out. Like, that's not comfortable. That's not gonna help with lumbar support. Do I know what that means? No, but I know that it's somewhere in your back. I watch doctor shows. I pretty much am a doctor. It's obvious that she's trying to be rude on purpose. And if you are uncomfortable or do have like arthritis or pain issues, that is your responsibility to like bring a softer cushion to sit on or have the resources to handle yourself and your personal issues without it bleeding over into inconveniencing other people. The audaciousness of, well, you're sitting, your body is sitting where I want my dirty little dusty little feet. Also, on a very low scale of this whole thing, it's just like, that's so gross because now you're gonna get like your dirt on the seat of people's pants. You're just rude. This video is perfect timing because I just ran into a Karen on my own today. Okay, I was at Chipotle. I'll make this so quick. And the lady ahead of me was like, $19. Like, how is this $19? And meanwhile, she got a chip, she got a drink, she got a side of guac, she got extra guac, she got all the come on now. Dressed down in Louis Vuitton, might I add, in a Louis Vuitton bag. How is this $19? I'm not paying no $19. That's crazy. And she look at me like, right? And I'm like, listen, ma'am, I just want my beans and rice. I really don't want to be involved in what you got going on. And for like 19 minutes, this lady was like, $19. I can't pay $19. Okay, then don't go out to eat. That's a luxury, you know? But also, either pay it or don't, but you're holding up the whole line. And also, maybe I'm just stupid because I just be paying for shit. If they could have been like $40, I would be like, all right, yeah, that's more on me than her. But it was just like, wow, I ran into a Karen and she even tried to include me in the dialogue. I didn't want that, but thank you so much for including me, Karen. Lay girl, not really. Okay, continuing on. Then Josephine finally moves because this woman is just putting her feet on her and the Karen goes, oh, finally.
Stop it!
Finally.
No. How about that, bitch?
Now you're not nice to sit there all the way to leave. We're fine.
What's the issue? Your feet are still right there. Like my feet here, they're in my space. You're taking up the entire area. This does not belong to you. That seat you paid for does. Not right here. This is where I paid for so I can sit.
We're done. You're fine. Enjoy the ride.
Thank you. You too.
Girl, you are exhausting and I don't know why you're so miserable, but why did she just move over? What's the problem? It's like, because she shouldn't have to. You're being crazy. Okay, so at this point, Josephine is basically expressing that she's about to have a panic attack. She's getting very overwhelmed. She's getting very flustered. And I can see why this lady is so infuriating. So essentially, the train cops do come over to try to de-escalate. The Karen starts being nice and being like, oh my gosh, you want crackers? Amazing. Like trying to make it seem like she's nice and this girl is being ridiculous.
So the situation had escalated to the point where the conductor grabbed the cops because what I was doing clearly wasn't doing anything. I know. But I am a person who has very severe anxiety. So I was getting to the point where I was having a panic attack. The police came and was trying to talk to me. And I gotta say thank you to the woman that was sitting behind that hag who stood up and told the cops what was happening, because I was in full-blown panic attack mode. I couldn't verbalize anything. And whilst I'm having a panic attack and I can't speak, I'm crying because I'm overwhelmed, this lady is mocking me for being anxious and talking shit while I'm trying to talk to the cops about what's going on and what she's doing to me and how she's harassing me and even probably even assaulting me at that point.
And I hope he's got a cop on the train.
Sorry that this is happening. No, you can't be I'm not that sorry.
Oh, and she offered me fucking crackers. After doing all of that, she offered me crackers. No, I don't want your fucking crackers, bitch.
What's the practice?
The cops de-escalate as much as they can, but ultimately, as we will find out in this update, didn't go well. Because the next video she posts is an update basically about how the cops made her move. They made Josephine move.
But it got to the point where they ended up diffusing the situation as best as they could. She pretty much got a slap on her fucking wrist of don't do it again, and they walked me to a different area to sit instead of removing her from the situation.
why would you not make the Karen move? Because Josephine even said that there were other passengers that stood up for her and said, this lady is the one causing the issues. And Josephine was still made to move. And that's why we have so many Karens, honestly, because they're never held accountable the way that they should be. That's why they have this bad behavior. And she probably went home and thought it was a win. A win is a win. And it's not. You're way too old for this shit. Is very pathetic. In this update, she also said she received the Karen's information from a police officer where she then used this information to try to go to a police station to press charges for harassment and assault. And you know you got to be feeling strong to go to a police station, because I've tried to press charges on people and the police are, from my experience, not helpful. It takes a long time. It's just a whole thing. So you know she was feeling strongly about this. Essentially, the police station told her that there's nothing they can do because the Karen never explicitly expressed intention of harm, like to unalive her, to harm her physically. There were no verbal threats that they could work with. And even if there were, apparently it is not that police station's jurisdiction. It is the jurisdiction of the policeman on the train. And because the policeman on the train decided not to do anything, essentially Josephine just has to suck it up and fucking deal with it, because there's nothing legally that can be done.
I found out who the woman was. I have her name. And with that information, plus having my video of proof, I went to the police to try and file a report for harassment and assault. Unfortunately, they said that they can't do anything to help me because the fact that she did not inflict any physical harm on me. I'm not hurt. She did not harass me, saying she wanted to unalive me or anything malicious in that sense. That was a deep verbal threat, essentially. And they said that, technically speaking, it is out of their jurisdiction as NYPD to handle the situation because there are police officers on the MTA North trains that deal with things like that. So if I was overlooked by the police officers on the train and they did nothing in the situation, then that is what it is, essentially. They're like, we can't do anything. And I gotta say, it's very overwhelming and it is very aggravating when you do the right thing and you don't put your hands on somebody and you try to keep your composure and you try to be the bigger person, and it ends up being that nothing comes from the situation anyway. So I'm just really hoping that karma does what she does best. This woman gets what she deserves because she cannot keep going around doing this to people. It was unacceptable. It was unacceptable behavior.
Infuriating, I know. We're getting to the end, I swear. So her final update, basically people are telling her to drop the name. Tell us who it is, girl. And she had a very respectful stance on it that was basically like, I agree justice should be served, but I'm not going to sit here and leak people's information because there are people on the internet that will take it way too far. And I don't want ill intentions of the people who will do that attached onto me because I don't have ill intentions. I just wanted to stand up for myself.
Honestly, I can't argue. I can't argue with this because justice should be served, but I can't be the one to give you the name because that would be improper of me. And I say that because not everybody, but there are people who would probably take this to an extreme. I don't want any threats. I don't want any unaliving threats. I don't want people harassing her because true rights don't make it wrong. So on my end, I don't want anything coming back to me that is ill if my intentions are not ill. You know what I mean? However, if it comes up and someone finds it on their own accord and y'all do what you do, I can't say anything about that because I had no real play in it, I'm gonna be honest. But I cannot be the one to supply that information because even though she may not respect me, I still be respectful at the end of the day and be the better, bigger person and respect her privacy.
Which is not only respectful and mature, but very smart because I'm sure it could kind of come back on her if she has these hordes of people attacking this lady. So smart legally, smart morally. She's beautiful. I love her hair. She's amazing. There are people in the comments trying to figure out who the Karen was. I couldn't find it. And that's kind of where it ends. And my camera's dying. So I gotta go. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, listen to my music. Let me know your thoughts in the comments because I want to know your thoughts. And if you're a Karen, eat this. Then you eat it. That's where my feet go. Anyways, bye.